Hi Year 11. So another revision video from me. This week we're talking about, as you can see on the screen here, flash and cue cards. Now this is going to be linked to the video that I did in week 2. So a little shameless plug here. So this is the YouTube channel. You can see weeks 1 all the way to 8 on here. Now, I'm focusing on this one, breaking down the content. Now, in this video here, if you remember, we spoke about specific heat capacity, okay? And we were using a science example, and we were looking and seeing about breaking it down into little chunks. So if I fast forward the video, there we can see that this was a large amount of information for us to cover, and we had to somehow break it down into small little chunks. So I actually showed you an example here where I said, write the definition, cover it, etc. Now we can go one better. Rather than just covering things up, we can actually go and make cue cards. So I've done an example on here. Now I spoke to Mr. March, okay, and I believe this is a topic that you're studying right now to do with the Cold War, the Potsdam Conference, okay. I hope that means something to you. So you could make cue cards. You could literally get yourself a piece of paper and a pen, cut the piece of paper up into small little sections, and you could write on one side, Potsdam Conference. Then when you flip it over on the other side, you would then have the information that you need to know. So you'd write that on the other side. You can go and buy cue cards. I'm pretty sure on Amazon you could buy packs of cue cards. Wouldn't be that much money. I believe we even sell them in the kiosk. So go and have a look, go and see. Or like I said, just get yourself a piece of paper and cut it. Now, what cue cards allow you to do is to test yourself. Remember these words, retrieval practice. So when you were doing your history revision, remember on the planned timetable that you set up in week 1, you're doing history, okay? The topic, Cold War. Now, I'm sure for Cold War, you would have many cue cards, all right? And what you'd do is you would read it through. So you would read this through, Potsdam Conference. All right, and Mr. March said this is all about agreements and disagreements. So you would read these facts and you'd read them again and again and again. So if I focus on the agreements, it was about Berlin and Germany divided into 4 zones. And then the United Nations should be formed. So Berlin and Germany divided into 4 zones, United Nations should be formed. And then I go and read another one. This is where they get good because you flip them over and then all I would see on this side is just the Potsdam Conference. And I have to remember there, so it was Germany, or Berlin specifically, divided into 4 zones and the United Nations was formed. Turn it over, check it, and hey, I got it right. All right, so I've got a little bit more to learn here. I've got the disagreements to learn. But that is how you would use cue cards. It's a really quick way to test yourself. So you read through the content again and again, then come back to it, having flipped it over, and it gives you, as the name suggests, the cue, Potsdam Conference. There's my cue, and I need to try and remember all of this. Now, you can make them, or you can go back online and you can use something called Quizlet. Now here is Quizlet. So what I can do is I can actually search up the top here. Now look, I haven't logged in, I haven't signed in, I've just come onto Quizlet and I can search anything I want. So let's take French. And here we go, I've got all these pre-made study sets that are all ready for me just here. So I can learn all these French words here. Je m'appelle, my name is, okay? They're all there for you, ready. So you can actually do this online as well, and it's exactly the same procedure. It's that whole, you read it, then it covers it up, and you have to then try and recite what that information was. A fantastic way to revise. So give it a go. Cue cards. Try it out. Okay? Speak to you next week. Bye-bye.